Hey guys, welcome to Animal Crossing here. On this Explorer's Day, I did complete the Triceratops, so once again, making great progress on the fossils here in the museum. We completed another big one. The Triceratops is one of the more rare ones. It's a couple of those are pretty rare pieces, and it takes a little bit to get them, but we did go ahead and finish that nonetheless. The huge three-horned plant eater that grew up to 30 feet in length. That's 9 meters. The trio of horns, of course, its parrot-like beak. Yes, we do know that. We can recognize that. Very last dinosaurs to suffer extinction. One of the very last ones. Dinosaurs, you know. Yep, I know. But anyways, it is Explorer's Day, so we need to go find Tortimer. Tortimer? There he is. Oh, I gotta check on my town first. I've gotten to the point now where there's no more like dead trees anymore, like they're all actually growing, so all I have to do is get on, pick up the dump, and pick my weeds, and my town stays perfect. Of course, we are a week in, and we have a week to go in the quest for the perfect town. So, I don't know about mid-history, but let me give you a little something to encourage your exploratory spirit. Here. It's a bottled ship. It just screams exploration, huh? Yeah, it does. I know it's not Captain's boat, but maybe it'll encourage you to head out to the island. Hey, Horf! So this holiday, nothing happens. Nothing really happens. It's nothing special. It's just there. Nothing really happens at all. You just get your bottled ship. So that happens. Gracie was also here today, so we'll give an attempt at getting this. This time I've got a spoon ready to slide across the A button really fast. Because look at me, you hottie. Oh my good gracious. You have a classic style. Very chick, darling. Very chick. Like, one little bit of advice. You need to accent a part of your body, darling. Some originality doesn't hurt. You stop right there. Do you see this hot-looking set of wheels right there? So she actually complimented, said she likes my custom pattern design shirt that I'm wearing, but it's not quite perfect because it doesn't highlight any specific area of my features of my body. Her clothing will do that for me. So my hick town, that is, actually, I want to keep saying like I run it, like I'm the mayor. I'm not the mayor. I don't run this town. I run the New Leaf town. Even though you basically run this town, it's, you know, it's not official like it is in New Leaf. So I'm going to use the spoon and try and actually do it. And it doesn't, like, I think it was going fairly well. Like, look at that. There we go. But it's not perfect. I think it was literally the first half second. There was like a half second at the start where I wasn't at max speed. And it wasn't perfect. So I was kind of pissed about that. So I get a random piece of clothing, but I don't get something nice. This stupid car. Let me just beat my shovel into the sides of this car. Let's scrape it up a little bit. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I want to meet somebody who's actually collected all of Gracie's clothing. I can swing the axe. Then I got my axe out, and you could like only hit the car from the side. You could like swing all the way through the car. It was weird. Like the hitbox for the car was very bizarre. Which is really strange. Just messing around with it. And it turns out the axe is actually taking damage. I love the little sound effects it puts in as the axe is breaking. You might have heard it as I was going along. But yeah, it actually takes damage with its weird hitbox. So yeah, that happened. I then go to the post office to go mail, and this is an example of needing to force the mail. Oh my, I'm sorry, we can't accept any more letters, I'm afraid. The mailbag is stuffed full. So what is interesting here is usually you'll go here and there'll be like 3 or 4 letters from your neighbors, and then, hey, let me send one more and then force those letters to get delivered. But this time it was weird. It had 5 letters. So usually when if I were to send 5 letters, the second it hits 5 letters, it sends them off. But if 5 letters get sent from the neighbors, which is all returned letters from the e-reader card letters I sent, all 5 of those end up in here, but they don't get automatically sent. You have to walk in and talk to Pelly, and then she'll send those letters, and then I can mail my own. So you'll notice that when that actually happened, Pete came down here and delivered the letters. So I got my 5 letters back that I sent. The other day a toilet came in. I was shocked. So even though I sent the letter to, like, so I sent like a letter to like Jane with a code on it. Like, so basically Booker's e-reader card, what I did was I took Booker's e-reader card, sent it to a letter to Jane, but like in the mail, Booker does respond. So it doesn't just Jane sending me the item, which there are some codes that work like that. Depending on what neighbor you send it to, they'll respond to you. I know the code to get the soccer NES game works like that. But if you do that, you just basically, get it back from the actual character, which is kind of cool. So we're going to go over the items that we get. And the most interesting item to me that I get is from Rosie. I get Clu Clu Land. Now, NES games are weird because there's 2 NES games you can only get from e-reader cards. There's 2 NES games that you can't get unless you hack. There's a handful of NES games that you can get from Tom Nook's Lottery Days, and then from competitions around town. There's a couple NES games you can only get from Crazy Red, and then there's a couple NES games you can only get from codes, really, from universal codes that of things like Nintendo Power sent out, or for instance things like this where there's a universal code for it and you get it from doing something like this. So I believe I have to check about Clu Clu Land. I'm not sure whether you can get that from somebody else. I'll have to get an answer for that at some point. But notice that Rossetti gave me another flower model, Tulip model number 2. Valis sent me something else fancy. She sent me a cello, I believe. So that's nice and fancy. I also bought a brand new diary from the store. So you'll see we did Explorer's Day. We have another week until Our Perfect Town is here. We have Mushroom Season, which is from the 15th to the 25th. And then we have ourselves Halloween. So Valis got me the cello, and then Copper and Booker got the rest of the Office series. The Office series is actually only... Office set, rather. There's only 3 items. The table, the chair, and the locker. And I actually do end up getting all 3 of those. I bought that coffee machine from Nooks, and then they sent us another random chair. So you actually get this whole set. It gets you a little bit of extra bonus HRA points. So kind of cool that you can get that whole set from them. But again, I don't understand why Rosie gives you Clu Clu Land. It seems just kind of random, but I'm okay with it, I guess. I guess I'm okay with that. So we're going to go ahead and play some Clu Clu Land. We're going to go ahead and try this out, and I'm going to look in here and see if I can find... We're going to play Clu Clu Land. I've never really played it much, so... Oh, and of course those are the NES games that you get from the island as well. Okay, Clu Clu Land appears to be an item that you can buy, that you get from Tom Nook or Crazy Red. Clu Clu Land D is the special one that you can only get with codes. Which it would have been cool if they gave you this one, but I have absolutely no idea how to play this game. I've never played this game before. So you're going to watch me struggle for a little bit as I figure it out. The guidebook, the Animal Crossing Gamecube guidebook that I'm looking at now, actually has instructions for how to play Clu Clu Land and Clu Clu Land D, which is another version of it. It it has a little cheat here. It says, go to the main title menu in Clu Clu Land D. Oh, this is for D, never mind. You can start with 9 extra lives, but it has basically how it's supposed to work. Essentially, you have to pass between each of these little pixel points, and if you pass between certain ones, it puts a little like gold coin bar around, and basically your goal is to complete the picture by going around and intersecting. So once you figure out what the picture is, it makes it a little bit easier, but it's really stupid controls to like hook around, and then randomly you'll go through some of them, and then all of a sudden like one of those bouncy things pops up that you saw earlier, and you just get slingshotted back. It turns out I think you can actually shoot these things, and I figured that out. It took a little bit. Yeah, I lost. I lost. So Clu Clu Land, it turns out you can only get from Crazy Red for 12,000 bells, but you can reorder it for 3,000 bells. So you see here, I now actually figured out that you could shoot, and then I started to figure out that you have to, like, I was like, okay, maybe you have to make this pattern here. And you'll see that I do that, and I create the pattern. Based on your time is based on your score. There we go, finished it off, so we'll go on to level 2. And I got stuck. I didn't know what to do. I was literally stuck. I had nothing I could do other than shoot those things and get a crap ton of points. But eventually I had to wait for one of them to come kill me before it reset me. It was weird, like, it's just like a trap. So there we go. That was Clu Clu Land, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed. I'm probably never going to play it again. But nonetheless, it's there, and we now own it. That's actually our first NES game, which is kind of a surprise. But so you get it from Crazy Red, and then we got it from buying AR cards. So kind of, you could argue it's kind of cheap because you're not getting it legitimately. But if you buy the AR cards or the e-reader cards, then you can get it. And if you use that code from the last video. But that's it. See you guys later. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to check out the next journal in this series of Animal Crossing Gamecube, click here in the top right. If you'd like to check out my other Let's Play that goes on the weekends, Eidolon, click here in the top left. Follow me on Twitter to get updates on my channel, and if you like what you've seen so far, click the big banner below to subscribe.